At Camp Motorsport, speed is good, if you know how to control it.
You get to go fast every day, which is something you don't get to do normally.
He doesn't like the shift, he didn't like the downshift. So you gotta keep it in third, alright? You're losing 20, 30 seconds a lap there, alright, man?
The whole emphasis of Camp Motorsport is to focus on the skills that are necessary to be successful in life.
They're learning how to make new friends, how to solve problems, how to deal with conflict. And that's all life skills that they're going to translate to jobs, to school. We are very much teaching a professional level curriculum just like you would get in a professional race school for an adult. We have used that curriculum at the level that's appropriate for kids and teens.
Camp Motorsport is
The best racing camp you will find in America, and that's why I come back every summer, and so should you.
What a lot of people, when they hear racetrack, kind of have a vision of what they might have seen on television, that it's a lot of bleachers and a lot of metal and a lot of asphalt. We're in a very pastoral setting. It's very wooded, lots of rolling hills. It's very reminiscent of Virginia Country Horse Farm. Camp Motorsport is first and foremost a summer camp. We are different than a racing school in that we are looking at the whole person development, not just the driving skills. So there's the team building components, and we also are looking at the science, technology, engineering, and mathematics related to motorsports. So a lot of our kids, for the first time, it's stuff that they've learned in the classroom. It's the first time that makes sense to them because they're getting a hands-on experience with that, and they're getting to touch the physics and really feel what's going on. They understand, how does that apply to my car? And for a lot of the kids, you can see that light bulb come on. It's the first time that math concept actually made sense to them, because they get to see it, they get to feel it, they get to touch it, and it's a very different kind of learning.
We train the staff to make sure that they understand that everything that happens in camp, there's a learning opportunity behind it. Every activity that happens, there can be learning that comes from it. So the staff are trained to be facilitators.
We also have swimming, we also have campfires, we roast marshmallows, we sing songs, we have giant slip and slide, we do fishing, a lot of the traditional camp activities, but most of our activities are motorsports based.
You get to learn about vehicles and still having an atmosphere of a camp where you get to hang out with your friends. You go swimming in the lake, you get to play paintball, you get to swim in the pool. It's almost like the best of both worlds, a high-speed driving experience and still a traditional camp feel.
We have numerous locations where the kids drive. We have an assortment of asphalt places where they drive two different kinds of cars. And we also have a variety of tracks with different elevation changes, different types of maneuvers, different kinds of road course setups for the asphalt. And then on the dirt, we have off-road dirt tracks and off-road wooded dirt trails.
The hill track is a flat rally-style track. It's got uphill, downhill sections, has some elevated sections, some bank turns. We've got our obstacle course, which is a progression of different styles of obstacles. Then we've got our 6-mile river field track, which is a long, flat track, really tight turns, some really interesting hairpins.
Safety, of course, is our first priority in everything. Everything that we have in our program is specifically engineered and developed for us. We use racing standards in terms of our harnesses, helmets.
We make sure that we rotate the carts all the time in each session so that they don't overheat, so that the cars work smoothly and they function the way they're supposed to.
And then we have very safe and very specific safety rules that everything has to be conducted under. And that includes even an expectation of the kids that if they make a choice not to follow safety rules, they make a choice not to participate.
We progress day by day with different tracks. We have classroom sections and debriefings and brief them on what skills they should be practicing and learning.
First, we make sure that they have the basics on stopping, turning, braking. We try to get them to brake first to experience what it's like to use your momentum and go through the turns with and without braking.
The first day we do basic things following the track layout, what to do with cone placement, how we're supposed to interpret the cone placement and the flags. It's almost like you never drive the same track twice. Eventually we're allowed to pass in certain sections of the track.
I like about the go-karts is the speed that you get and like the control that you can have over it, and like it's your choice.
You just feel like you're going fast. Even when you're going 20 miles an hour, you feel like you're going really fast.
The Baja Cobra 400s are 400cc, air-cooled, two-wheel drive. Top out probably around 45 miles an hour. Full roll cages, 5-point harnesses, window nets.
It's a stake shift and you have to change shifts every couple of minutes.
You push it forward and then it's in gear 1 and then you push it again. That's twice and then 3. We usually stay in 2, but when we're like hitting a lot of bumps, we go to 3. When we're going uphill, we have to go to 1.
And I always try to tell them that you need to feel from the car, listen to what it's trying to tell you, and it'll be your best friend if you know how to control it, but it'll also kick you in the butt if you're trying to take it too hard.
The Renegades are a one-of-a-kind custom-built vehicle purposely made for use at Camp Motorsports. The Renegades have a full suspension on all 4 corners. They've got coil-over shocks and springs to allow the campers to experience body roll when they're cornering on the track. The weight transfer in these carts is similar to the dirt carts, and the campers experience that and connected to throughout the week. The Renegades are a whole lot different than driving the go-karts. Because of the full suspension, when you go around corners, the whole cart leans to the outside of the corner. When you really feel that when you're driving.
It's really intense, feeling how the car responds to all the inputs. The apex and the geometry of the corner have a lot of effect on your acceleration off of the corner, when you can accelerate, and how balanced the car is. Has a lot of effect on your cornering and your subsequent speed down the straightaway. If your apex is too early, you're going to leave the track and go off into the dirt. Apex is too late, you aren't going to be using up as much track as you could, and your speed's going to be too low.
Start of the week, kids think a race car just stomps the gas and goes as fast as he can. By the end of the week, the kids that have mastered the ability to go slow to go fast, enter the turn at the right speed, hit the apex, accelerate through your exit, are the ones going the fastest, and everyone kind of realizes that, hey, it's not stomping the gas, it's a control.
Everybody knows in racing that the driver doesn't win alone. They have to have that support system. They have to have the crew. They have to have the engineers.
Pretty much the team is so important, and just like it is in all motorsports, it's essential. From the first time you get here, you can already feel the team aspect.
The teams are challenged with certain decision making, certain objectives that they have to accomplish through the week, and that's part of the whole team process.
When they're in a team of 8 kids, they have to take responsibility for each other in making sure that everybody's ready for the next activity, making sure they've got the right safety equipment before they can drive. And if one person in the team isn't ready, then that holds up the whole team, so they learn really quickly that it's their responsibility to be prepared and to help their teammates.
STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and math. And so we're in a unique position that we can actually offer a lot of those kind of programs. And so those are those opportunities to talk about things like tire scrubbing, or whether they're using too much force on the wheel, where they're taking their turns. So it's really applied, hands-on math and science that we're using in the program.
We try to teach them the thought processes of an engineer, which is breaking things down logically, analytically, going through step by step. This is what we need to do to solve a problem. So that's what we do with balloon rocket racers. We give them a canvas and they've got to make the rocket racer, they've got to propel it. We do that with egg drop machines. We have them design tires for different applications. So it's all about thinking through these processes along with obviously the driving part of it. Racing is really about engineering and physics. As a race car driver, you got to know how much grip you have, what the forces are that you're feeling, that the car's feeling, so you can know how to take advantage and leverage your knowledge of physics on the track to have quicker times. So we try to teach them the basics of aerodynamics, the apex, inertia, Newton's 3 laws. And the idea there is not only to teach them the laws, but to get them to start thinking analytically, designing things for a purpose. So that's a big part of what we do with these laws, is we make them real. And that's what physics is. It's just got to be taught the right way. Is that you see it every day, you do it every day.
What it takes to be a great driver is to know what your machine is telling you to do, to be able to be one with anything that you step into and really read what the track is trying to get you to do, to know where those limits are and try to push just a little bit farther every time that you get in.
We have kids come in here, never driven anything in their life, and then they come out and by the end of the week that they're driving as fast as advanced drivers.
We as instructors are very encouraging and very open. We tell them and reassure them that we're there for them and that they can take all the time they need because we are there for them.
We recognize that not everybody coming to camp is going to be a race car driver, but it's about what kind of opportunities can we give the kids to make sure that when they go home, they've learned something that can be useful to them. So that confidence from the racetrack, translates into real life and them just feeling good about all the things that they know that they can do that maybe they thought they couldn't do before. From day one with our staff, we're training our staff on how to create an intentional, emotionally safe community.
This isn't about winning and losing, it's about having a good time, learning some skills and saying, wow, I beat my own time. That's far more awesome. It's not a win at all cost philosophy that we're looking at, it's a improve your own performance philosophy and feel good about what you did at the end of the day.
From the morning till night we are going. If there's not something going on, then it's not Camp Motorsport.